Coming up today on Breeze TV.
How JMU PD is upgrading their mental health response.
Then, a look at JMU football's historic first season in the sun.
Plus, love will prevail following a national bill.
All this and more coming up today on Breeze TV.
Live from the Allison B. Parker Studio in the School of Media Arts and Design at James Madison University, this is Breeze TV.
Welcome back to Breeze TV. I'm Maggie Rickerby.
And I'm Zoe Mallory.
The JMU Police Department has received a $350,000 grant from the Department of Justice with plans to make their services more diverse. JMU PD officers receive crisis intervention training, but this grant will allow them to hire mental health experts to further equip officers to de-escalate situations.
This will be, like I said, an after-hours response unit. So they're not going to have office hours, similar to professors or even the counseling center. They will be actually mobile, responding to crises in progress. So wherever that crisis is, we will respond to them.
The JMU Police Department plans to roll out the new program during the spring semester. Chief of Police Anthony Matos said there is no definite date just yet, as it all depends on the hiring process.
After a successful first season in the Sun Belt, the JMU football team has partnered with Food Lion to give back to their community. Let's explore just how much it's helping. Food Lion's Sack to Give Back program is just one way JMU Nation is supporting their community. During the football season, every sack the Dukes make, Food Lion gives 1,000 meals to the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank, which this year has resulted in 33,000 meals given to those in need.
The community is huge supporters of not only JMU athletics, but the university as a whole. Both athletics and the university couldn't be successful without the community support, so we think it's our job to provide that back.
With schools like the University of Virginia and Liberty also partnering with the bank, they realize to support the community adequately, they can't do it alone.
We are so much stronger and better together when we partner and link arms with our fellow community members.
Winstead says that due to higher inflation rates in the upcoming winter months, the food bank will have an increased demand for their services. But to some, it's all more than just a meal.
When they receive a bag of food or a box of food from one of our partners, that it's so much more than just the food that they're getting, but it's hope. It is knowing that somebody out there cares.
This program won't end with that final touchdown. Sports like baseball and basketball will also be finding their own ways to give back.
We just want to be good partners of the community because we rely so much on their support, and it's the least we can do to help them.
Chatburn says programs like these are more than just sacks, and he's proud to be a part of it. If you would like to donate to the Blue Ridge Area Food Bank, you can go to brafb.org. For Breeze TV in Harrisonburg, this is Zoe Mallory.
The Rockingham-Harrisonburg SPCA is working to increase volunteers at their facility throughout December. 1/3 of all volunteers at the RHSPCA are students from JMU, EMU, and Bridgewater College, but with a surplus of strays and newborn cats and dogs, Executive Director Huck Nawaz said that there are still many positions that have not yet been covered.
Our staff here, the animal care team specifically, who's in charge of cleaning and feeding the dogs, they took on these responsibilities because they wanted to have a chance to spend time with the dogs. And we currently don't have enough volunteers in general helping them do kind of the grunt work, if you will, because most people are interested in walking the dogs. So if we can have more people help the staff cleaning, feeding, and doing laundry for the dogs, then it would open up so many more opportunities for the staff and the students together to be able to go do the play groups or other activities that students wouldn't be able to do on their own. There's always a need, especially for the less glamorous stuff, the behind the scenes stuff that needs to get done too.
If you would like to become a volunteer for the RHSPCA, you can visit their website at rhspca.org/volunteer. When we come back, volleyball kills out the competition.
And men's basketball finally returns to the home court.
Plus, JMU tackles their final game this season.
Stay tuned.
Head to Bojangles for a Chicken Supremes combo with your choice of fixin', a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit, and a drink. Bojangles, it's bow time. Bojangles, Cajun filet biscuit. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Breakfast so good, we serve it all day. Get the best chicken biscuit. The one, the only Cajun filet biscuit. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun filet biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time. The one, the only Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles Cajun filet biscuit is so good, we serve it all day. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun filet biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Tailgating is a song heard across campuses, parking lots, and open fields. They say this song can be heard elsewhere, and perhaps this is true, but it is nowhere near as bright, nowhere near as loud, nowhere near as triumphant as it is right here. Tailgating may not have been born here, but here is where tailgaters are born.
Prescription drug pricing points to corporate
Freedom of the press is about your right to know.
and Clark sheer athleticism.
It's about your right to be informed. Today, there are real threats to press freedom
Reaching residential areas.
and your right to know about the world around us. We must protect our right to know, no matter what kind of news is important to you. Before it's too late, understand the threats. ProtectPressFreedom.org.
Head to Bojangles for a Chicken Supremes combo with your choice of fixin', a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit, and a drink. Bojangles, it's bow time.
This is Breeze TV.
JMU volleyball is headed to the NCAA tournament for the 5th time in school history. After winning the Sun Belt tournament, the Dukes received an automatic bid, the team's first since 2017. JMU was able to sweep Georgia Southern in the quarterfinals and win close matchups against Troy and Texas State to complete their ultimate season goal of winning the Sun Belt title. The team is on a 15-match win streak and now is in Pittsburgh, where they will start their NCAA tournament journey today against BYU at 4 p.m. and will look to advance past the first round of the tournament for their first time.
Our reporter Colby Reese is live at the Atlantic Union Bank Center to give us some insight on this weekend's home basketball games. Colby?
Thanks, Maggie. I'm live outside of AUBC, where the men's basketball team is preparing to take on Eastern Kentucky later tonight. The team is back home for the first time since November 9th. The team is currently 2-0 at home and 6-2 on the season. Tacome Olsen will continue to look to lead the team as he leads them in scoring after a season-ending injury last season that cut his season short. The team will look to get a big win tonight and carry that momentum into their matchup next week against in-state rival and currently third-ranked team in the country, UVA. And may the force be with you, as tonight's game is Star Wars themed. The women also play at home this weekend against Maryland Eastern on Sunday. Kiki Jefferson is having a remarkable season to this point with 22 points and 9 rebounds per contest. The game tonight will tip off at 7 p.m. and the women's game is Sunday at 2 p.m. Both teams will look to make this weekend a slam dunk. Back to you all in the studio.
Thanks, Colby. Centeio's 5-touchdown performance last week helped secure the Dukes' victory over Coastal Carolina. The game was a blowout as JMU controlled the play on the field from start to finish. Final score was 47-7 and would have crowned the Dukes Sun Belt East champions had they been eligible. Head coach Kirk Signetti gave his thoughts as to what this means nationally.
You know, we're champions. Everybody knows we're champions of the East. I mean, come on, across the country. And this was a major statement across the country. It was.
While JMU have named themselves Kings of the East, their ineligibility prevents them from competing in the Sun Belt Championship. Coastal Carolina will take on Troy this Saturday at 3:30 p.m.
Graduate transfer quarterback Todd Centea was awarded Offensive Player and Newcomer of the Year for the Sun Belt Conference. The quarterback added to his list of achievements after also being named second-team All-Conference. This was Centea's first and only season at JMU. The starting quarterback had this to say when asked about the support he's received since coming here.
With JMU Nation, I thank y'all so much. You guys were supportive, because I've got the other end of fans and, all that kind of stuff. So, getting shown that love and feeling the love is awesome, and I really appreciate it.
The QB threw for 2,097 yards with 25 touchdowns. On the ground, he ran for 393 yards and 7 touchdowns. The West Palm Beach native is now expected to enter his name into the NFL draft.
With no Sun Belt championship to play for, the team's season has come to an end. The Dukes finished 8-3 in their introductory season into the Sun. The team managed to play a foot slate of FBS games and made an appearance in the AP Top 25. Redshirt senior wide receiver Chris Thornton spoke on how he believes the team did in their debut season.
I think we just set our mark on FBS football. Everybody knows who JMU is now, and they can't deny it. We won the Sun Belt East. We should be going to a bowl game. That's up to the NCAA, but we should be. And we just basically made our mark first year as an FBS team.
Thornton ended the season with over 1,000 yards, making him the first in JMU history to have back-to-back seasons with over 1,000 yards. This earned him first-team All-Sun Belt alongside teammate Isaac Ukwu. As a whole, the team racked up 12 All-Sun Belt honorees.
Reporter Eric Shellhouse sat down with sports editors Grant Johnson and Madison Harisic to discuss the football team's historic debut in the Sun Belt. They broke down the season game by game, including last week's domination of Coastal Carolina in the home finale.
They wrapped it up with a big come-from-behind victory against Georgia State and then just a dominant performance in the final game of the year against Coastal Carolina. That was a fun one to be at. 44 unanswered points after trailing 7-3. How does that cap off a season of finishing first in the East and the Sun Belt?
Man, oh man, they couldn't put a bigger emphatic statement on JMU's entrance into FBS football. It was, as Chris Thornton kind of said post-game, it was like everyone knows who JMU is now, and no one can deny it. And I think just the optics of everything, just how JMU put aside the bowl ineligibility, they put aside they can't play in the Sun Belt Championship, and they just went out there and dominated the team who is playing tomorrow in the Sun Belt Championship game in Coastal Carolina.
After the break, a response to gun violence in the Commonwealth.
And a semester-long project gives back to victims of domestic violence.
Plus, how you can listen to the new sounds in the Berg.
We're almost at the curtain call, and you don't want to miss it.
Head to Bojangles for a Chicken Supremes combo with your choice of fixin', a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit, and a drink. Bojangles, it's bow time. Bojangles, Cajun Filet Biscuit. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Breakfast so good, we serve it all day. Get the best chicken biscuit. The one, the only Cajun Filet Biscuit. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time. The one. The only Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit. Nothing compares to our signature Cajun spiced chicken breast filet on a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit. Bojangles Cajun Filet Biscuit is so good, we serve it all day. For a limited time, get 2 Cajun Filet Biscuits for just $5. Bojangles, it's bow time.
Tailgating is a song heard across campuses, parking lots, and open fields. They say this song can be heard elsewhere, and perhaps this is true, but it is nowhere near as bright, nowhere near as loud, nowhere near as triumphant as it is right here. Tailgating may not have been born here, but here is where tailgaters are born.
Every year, 4.5 million young adults between the ages of 18 and 24 visit the ER.
It's every parent's nightmare.
Umergency gives you all the tools you need to quickly and effectively manage your family's emergency. Umergency provides instant access to vital resources, customized to your student's campus and local community, digital consent form, and built-in urgent alert button. Umergency gives you peace of mind when you need it most. Download your Umergency app now.
Head to Bojangles for a Chicken Supremes combo with your choice of fixin', a made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuit, and a drink. Bojangles, it's bow time.
This is Breeze TV.
Good afternoon, JMU. I'm Kayla Brown, filling in for Regine Aranazari, and this is Breeze TV Politics. Earlier this week, the U.S. Senate passed a landmark bipartisan bill to enshrine interracial and same-sex marriage. The measures now return to the House of Representatives with expected approval and will then be sent to President Biden to sign into law. Our reporter Noel James is in studio to discuss more on the matter. Noel?
Thank you, Kayla. The Senate passed legislation Tuesday to mandate federal protections for interracial and same-sex marriages. The Respect for Marriage Act would repeal the Defense of Marriage Act, which denied federal benefits to same-sex couples. It prohibits states from denying the validity of an out-of-state marriage based on sex, race, or ethnicity. The 61-36 vote puts the bill on track to become law in the final weeks before Republicans assume majority of the House of Representatives in January. A lame duck Congress mustered a notable moment of bipartisanship with 12 Republicans supporting the bill. 2 Republicans and a Democrat were absent in the vote. The bill must now win final approval by the House in a vote expected as soon as next week. This would clear the bill for President Biden, who said he looked forward to signing it alongside a bipartisan coalition that helped it sail it through the Senate. And now back to Kayla for more politics.
Thanks, Noel. 2 mass shootings within 11 days in Virginia has renewed gun control debates ahead of the General Assembly's next legislative session in the new year. Earlier this month, a UVA student shot and killed 3 football players, and most recently, a Walmart supervisor opened fire at a Chesapeake store, killing 6 of his co-workers. With a Republican majority in the House of Delegates and a Democrat-controlled Senate, gun control legislation is expected to be at a standstill. Governor Glenn Youngkin said his administration plans on proposing legislation to bolster mental health resources to combat the issue. Virginia's mental health system has been strained for demand as demands for state hospitals have increased and districts lose mental health providers. The Democrat-controlled General Assembly passed major gun control reforms in 2020, including universal background checks and red flag orders. A total ban on assault weapons failed in the Senate. During the last session, both parties agreed to allocate $13 million of the state budget to reduce the shootings. And now for our Madison Market update. U.S. stocks are expected to teeter between both bulls and bears in the new year, mitigating concerns of a recession-fueled market crash. All 3 major indices declined today after a stronger-than-expected November jobs report, putting investors at unease of future Fed interest rate hikes. Payrolls added 263,000 jobs in November, and unemployment stayed steady at 3.7%. The Dow Jones fell 0.2%, while the SP and NASDAQ shed 0.4% and 0.6% respectively. The SP and NASDAQ are on track for sparse weekly gains, despite layoff announcements from the technology sector. The Dow is expected to end the week with minor losses. That's all for politics this week. Zoe and Maggie, back to you.
Thanks, Kayla. Escaping domestic violence is not an easy experience. Our senior anchor Maggie Rickerby discovers how victims overcome their traumas through New Directions, a nonprofit organization that provides free resources for those affected by domestic abuse, sexual trauma, and human trafficking. A project called Powerful Voices, Stories of the Survivors encapsulates the victims' journeys.
survivors' stories are brought to life through photography.
My reason for being here, number one, is that I'm a survivor.
An art auction project planned by an SCOM 350 class in New Directions will help fund the nonprofit through bids on the artwork. The SCOM students interviewed survivors to provide their Art 360 peers with inspiration for the pieces.
You can kind of like picture where this artist from the art class was drawing inspiration from, and then how they took that story and like put it into artwork.
Lynn Creel, a survivor who was interviewed for the project, bid on a piece because her favorite color and the colors for domestic and sexual abuse are incorporated into the artwork. She said that she also wanted to support New Directions, an organization that helped her heal.
Once you become empowered to know that the situation can be changed, life is never the same again.
All of the profits from the art auction go to New Directions, allowing the organization to continue providing free services to those in need.
Working for this agency is a passion of mine. I want to help other survivors know that they are not alone.
New Directions serves victims in Stanton, Waynesboro, and Augusta County. They offer a 24-hour hotline at 540-886-6800. Reporting for Breeze TV, I'm Maggie Rickerby. Student-led music group JMU Underground Sound is working to bring live performances to campus, featuring a range of performers from brand new student groups to established Harrisonburg bands. Our reporter Lizzie Stone dove into the new music sound.
Underground Sound creates a community by using live performance as a space for self-expression. They encourage students to come together to share their interest in music.
I feel like it's important on a college campus for people to find their kind of niche and their group, and with stuff like this, it definitely helps me find more of a path at JMU.
The events connect students and performers with the larger music culture in Harrisonburg.
It's really nerve-wracking to get up there, but I think this is a really cool way to get people more comfortable and engaged with the music scene here.
The performance venues bring live music directly to students. Stages at Festival and Taylor Down Under make the music scene more accessible to those who otherwise might not know where to start.
I think it'll definitely be a gentle push to more downtown stuff for students who want to get involved in that and don't know how. This is a good way to mix the people that do know about it and the people that don't know about it.
Although Underground Sound works with established bands, they also aim to make a space for students to start out their careers.
It's really nice. It gives me a lot more confidence to perform more solo.
Performers are also compensated by JMU.
So that'll be the first contract I sign regarding music, yeah.
The student-led group is unique for its ability to plan on-campus events. The performances are students supporting students.
It's hard for students with a vision of what they want to see on campus to implement anything without being an organization and applying into official ways. I've kind of been a special case.
Updates from Underground Sound can be found on their Instagram at JMU Underground. This has been Lizzie Stone reporting for Breeze TV.
The illustrious Soweto Gospel Choir is coming to Harrisonburg. The choir boasts of multiple accolades, including 3-time Grammy Award winners for Best Traditional World Music and an Emmy for ESPN's 2010 FIFA World Cup music promos. Hailing from South Africa and formed in 2002, the choir has been in the presence of multiple world leaders, including former U.S. Presidents Barack Obama and Bill Clinton. Their work has earned recognition from multiple celebrities like Deanna Ross, Celine Dion, and Oprah Winfrey. Their sold-out American tour brings them to JMU's Forbes Center tomorrow at 8 p.m. Well, Maggie, today is a also historic day. The Breeze is turning 100 years old today. So 100 years, December 2nd, 1922, this organization was created by a bunch of powerful women at Madison College. And while Breeze TV is only 6 seasons in, we can't wait to hit that 100 mark one day, and we're so thankful for the organization that this is today.
Yeah, and we'll be pretty old when that time comes. Hopefully we're still around. Well, Dukes, hopefully that you guys are gonna take care. We have one more show coming up. That's all from us. Same time, same place next week at 3:30 p.m.
And remember to take care of yourselves, Dukes.